Let's go to the top of the gold gondola. What is the name of the peak? So the top is Tornik. How many meters would that peak be? 1,500 meters. Thank you and goodbye. Now the gondola will launch us and we will go to the top. The gold gondola was officially launched on January 11, 2021. Today it is the longest panoramic gondola in the world. The gold gondola overcomes a height difference of 531 meters. 36 cantilever supports are mounted on the gondola, and the height of individual columns ranges from 6.40 to 30 meters. Gold gondola is the longest panoramic gondola in the world. So, to avoid confusion, it is a panoramic gondola, because there are some ski gondolas that are longer and bigger than this one. Until recently, the longest was a Chinese gondola, but now this one on Zlatibor is world number 1. The ride takes about half an hour, and there is also one intermediate stop at the Ribnico Lake. Just one. It is the only intermediate station, and the working hours of the gondola are from 9 o'clock to 1700 hours.
Yeah.
Gold gondola was operating at a reduced capacity until recently, primarily due to the coronavirus pandemic. There were 52 cabins in use, with a maximum capacity of 10 passengers. Therefore, the maximum capacity was 520 passengers per hour. The reconstruction of the cable car was completed 10 days ago. The software has been improved and 20 new cabins have been added. Now there are 72 cabins in use with a capacity of 10 passengers. In this way, the maximum capacity of the gondola was raised to 800 passengers per hour. Today, Zlatibor is a large construction site. It has always been a popular mountain for tourists, so we can say that it is something like Serbian Aspen in Colorado in America. It may not be as exclusive as Aspen, because the general population can still afford to come here. Those with somewhat lower incomes, as well as those with higher incomes, can enjoy the beauty of this mountain. Progress in the development of Zlatibor was especially accelerated by the opening of the section of the Milos the Great Highway on the route Belgrade-Kikak. The road is really good and significantly shortened and improved the journey from Belgrade. When the Kikak-Kuzika section is completed, real progress and development of this mountain can be expected. The heart of the gold gondola is located at the intermediate station near Lake Ribnico. There is a new Zlatibor project planned for high-class tourism. Lake Ribnica was created artificially by damming the Black Ritsov River near the Ribnica settlement in 1971. The lake was formed for the purpose of supplying drinking water to the settlements of Zlatibor and Qızıl. The dam that blocked the Black Krasov River is reminiscent of the dam on the Danube in the Đerdap Gorge. It's just that the dam on the lake is smaller than the one on the Danube. Lake Ribnica is characterized by clean and clear, dark-colored water. The color of the water comes from the serpentine substrate, which gives the water a specific dark color. Lake Ribnica is located at an altitude of 968 meters. It is located halfway to the highest peak of Zlatibor, Tornik, and belongs to the municipality of Qızıl. Essentially, swimming in the lakes of Ribnica is prohibited because the water is used to supply the population with drinking water. However, despite this, there are people who simply cannot resist jumping into this pond. The gondola was designed in accordance with the static calculation and in compliance with all conditions related to the crossing of the cable car over the lake, buildings, all infrastructure routes, ski slopes and construction land. Here we are. We reached the top of Tornik at a height of 1,500 meters above sea level. Other telecommunication devices and equipment are also located here. The temperature is pleasant, in contrast to the valley where it is very hot. From the top of Tornik you can see the mountains Durmitor, Johorina, and Tara. You can also see the lakes of Ribnica, as well as the mountain peaks of Segota and Merdanica. You can still see the villages of Jablanica, Dobrozelica, Stubla and so on. The maximum speed of the gondola is 6 meters per second. The highest point is 1,496 meters above sea level. The span between the columns and their height vary depending on the direction of the geometric route. Most of the distances between the pillars are in the interval of 160 to 450 meters. Here comes the end of our gold gondola trip. In the meantime, we passed the intermediate station on the Lake Ribnica and continued to descend gently towards the starting station. Strong winds are already blowing outside. Namely, the day is coming to an end, and although it is summer and hot, the mountain still shows its true temper. That's not bad, because these winds also cool the interior of the cabin, which would be very hot if there were no wind.